Okay, so it is mid-August and I haven't really done a garden tour in a while. Whoops. We've been busy and it's a hot mess. There's a lot of things going on, so I just haven't had the time or motivation to do it. This was radishes last time. I pulled it up. I tried planting Swiss chard in here. This would be my third attempt at growing Swiss chard this year. We will see. I'm kind of over Swiss chard because it doesn't like me. Flowers are doing okay. I won't show you too much of the flowers because I've been doing the kids running around. He just rammed that through the swing set and my daughter is right over there picking berries. But I'm not going to show too much of the flowers because I've been doing little flower videos for each month, so I mean they're doing okay. But yeah, Swiss chard, we'll see, round 3. The asparagus patch, I really need to weed. There is still asparagus in it. It's got the little balls of seeds. Yeah, weeds, bad. I just didn't feel like weeding it because that asparagus is too young to eat. So here are the cucamelons that I moved because they were in the back. This is still tiny. It's mid-August. I do not think I will get any fruit from these this year, so that's kind of a bummer, but we will try again next year. These are Brussels sprouts, which I feel like they're doing okay. My zucchini is doing all right. I've got, obviously this one I need to harvest today. I got a little big. I have 6 zucchini plants, and there's maybe 1 zucchini growing on each of them. I think I've only picked 2 or 3 zucchini so far, so that's not great. I can remember having a zucchini plant in the past, and I had 1 zucchini plant, and I got tons and tons. Like, I was giving away zucchini because there was just so much. So I think it's just my soil's crappy. The green beans were doing really good, and now they've kind of stalled out, other than where I missed picking them before, clearly. So I need to get on that. My daughter's little ground cherry forests that she has everywhere are doing good. I pulled up the peas that were in here because they were done. So now there's just some carrots, some weeds, and some more ground cherries. I kind of started weeding the strawberries, but again, they don't do anything right now. Here's a lettuce in the strawberry patch. So I'll deal with that later. The carrot bed I did weed a little bit. Obviously I've still got more to do, but it is looking a lot better than it was. Over here where the garlic and onions were, I put down some carrot seeds. So we will see. I'm not sure, how well stuff does in a bed after garlic has been there. This is just kind of an experiment, and it's been hot and dry, and honestly I haven't been watering this enough, so we'll see. The cabbages that are over here are looking good. The potatoes are all flopping over and dying, so I will be harvesting potatoes maybe in the next week or 2 here. Elderberries are starting to ripen. I do need to actually pick some of these today because if I leave them, the birds will eat them. Oops. Or they'll just fall off like that one did. I squeezed through my little trail here. These potatoes are kind of done too. Honestly, I'll be surprised if I get much of anything from these grow bags because I kind of forgot about them. So they didn't get watered, which in a grow bag, they really need to be watered. These are all my different dried beans. They're doing okay. I definitely need to build something taller for them next year, because this is just not not tall enough, not even close. I had to put T-posts and rebar in here just to hold this thing up because it got so weighted down. The tomatoes are doing really well. I keep trimming them. I swear I come out and trim some off every day. That one's got a little like weird spot on it, but I've let it go because I thought maybe I would eat around it, but now it's looking kind of gross, so we'll just chuck that elsewhere. Oh yeah, he got gross. Goodbye, nasty tomato. To the woods with you. But there are some pretty nice ones in here that I will harvest later. The different types of cherry tomatoes are obviously doing wonderful, as cherry tomatoes always do. Peppers, kind of hit and miss this year. These banana peppers are finally starting to produce a little bit more. I'm not super impressed with my pepper harvest so far. This is my little zinnia patch. These freaking Japanese beetles, I swear. I threw down tons of different seeds in here, so there should be a good, this looks like one of my lime ones. There should be a good variety of color in here as it goes. The rhubarb and kale is doing okay. I've actually been drying some of the kale, and I'm going to powder it, and then I can use it for like smoothies in the winter. So here's my other pepper patch. I hope that ATV toy thing sound in the background isn't super annoying. But here we got more peppers, jalapenos. Not, like I said, not a great year for peppers. I thought maybe it was my soil, but my mom also told me she's having not a great year for peppers, and she's got beautiful soil, so I don't think that's all my fault. My poor cucumbers. So I got hit with squash bugs and cucumber beetles and vine borers. Something terrible. And of course it happened when I was really busy and I wasn't out here paying as much attention as I should have been, so I did not catch it right away. So half of my cucumber patch is completely gone. Nothing left. This other half is just kind of struggling along, so I'm leaving it for the time being. We'll see what happens. The melons are okay. Some of the melons have been hit with the bugs. Some of them are doing okay, but they're so small right now that I'm just, there's a few big ones in here. Like this one's obviously a decent size. I've got a cantaloupe over here that his entire vine has basically died off, but he's not ripe, so I've just left it. We'll see what happens. So there's melons intermixed all around in here. And there's lots of little melons growing. So we'll see. I think it's a combination of not enough sunlight, not good enough soil. I mean, you can see it's sand. And I tried to feed the plants a little bit, but I think it just washed away in the rain. The sunflowers are doing okay. This is the only one. Actually, a little one opened up. So this big one was the first one that opened. And then it has these little offshoots to the side, which are really cute. And then over here, these have opened, which I'm like, it looks kind of weird. I'm like, is that it? This is what you look like. Okay. I guess we're going with it. So, but they have a lot of heads to open up yet. I'm assuming these taller ones are my mammoth ones, which clearly did not get as big. You see people that have them like 12, 16 feet high. This is like I'm 5'4", so this is, you know, maybe 6.5 feet. I don't know. I don't have very great arm reach. The corn is okay. We've been eating some. As you can see, I just kind of threw the stalks on the ground. It is not as big as I would like them to be. And there's only like one ear per stalk, which is not great. I'm guessing it's another sunlight issue. Let's see if I can just open here. Here we go. So I'm assuming it's another sunlight and soil issue. This one actually wasn't pollinated that great. Most of them have that I've opened so far have been pollinated and filled out really nicely. I'm trying to get, there's like the sweet spot of harvesting it when, you know, everything is filled out, but it's still like sweet and crisp instead of getting like a weird texture to it. So trying to get that. More flowers trying to open up along the back. I think if I do anything with this expansion space next year, I would like to try and build raised beds in here, because the slope, just every time it rains, everything from the driveway and the yard, it all comes through here and just flushes everything out, which I think really hurt the garden in this section. My other tomatoes are doing okay over here. I mean, it looks like a hot mess, but I know they're in there. Pumpkins, really bad with the vine borers. I've been trying to treat them, but I mean, you can see. If you have this, you have freaking vine borers. So I don't know if we'll get any pumpkins this year. I've seen some female flowers. Doesn't look like any of them have been pollinated yet, which seems way behind, because I know there are other people in our zone with like huge pumpkins growing already. So I think we will be buying our pumpkins this year, which is kind of a bummer, but whatever. There's more of my daughter's ground cherries. These cabbages, I need to harvest that one because it's split. They actually did okay after being like completely decimated by bugs eating the outer leaves, so I was a little shocked by that. These are how big my okra plants got, which is not very big, but they were just not in a good spot. Like I said, this, like from that tree over, this whole section needs to be raised beds instead of in-ground. This in-ground is just not working on this side. And then I can make the soil a bit better. I have a beautiful pile of compost behind the horse barn right now, so that will get put to use. I do have all of this space that this is walkway. I just never finished mulching that. I've kind of been waiting because I only have so much mulch left, and I'm like, do I want to use it on this? Do I want to have to get another load for the end of the year? Do I want to use it to cover my beds up for the end of the year? I'm not sure. There's so many choices. This teepee is awesome. It's full of nasturtium and the sun sugar cherry tomatoes, and it's just awesome. I think I need to make more of these next year and taller because it's worked really, really well. I'm quite enjoying that system. I mean, here the sweet potatoes are flowering, which is fun. And then, see, there's more melons. Trying to squish everything in here. Just like little baby fruits in random spots. These are my Acorn Squash, which also got hit by the vine borers because, yay, I don't actually need food this year, right? I don't even see any squash growing in any of these yet, though. So, I mean, at this point, I don't think that's gonna happen. So It's kind of a weird year for the garden. Some things, like my strawberries, my garlic, my tomatoes, did amazing. Other things were complete fails, like this was chard, and the celery, and the spinach, and the lettuce. Corn is okay, could have been better. And carrots, I've harvested a few off and on. It's kind of the same. They've been okay. They could be better. Peppers are kind of a weird year. I'm hoping maybe they'll bounce back for me and do better, but this is the realities of the garden right now. So I am going to harvest, I think, maybe the rest of the corn today. I'm not sure. We'll see, but I'm going to harvest some of it. Oh, the chickens are all wanting to come in the backyard. Come on in, girls. But that's the garden. There was Max peeing on things. It's not bad. I've been a little frustrated with it. The bugs are, this rose is cool. The bugs are kicking my butt a little bit. So, to heck with you, darn bugs. So, anyways, I hope your guys' gardening season is going a little better than mine. Just have too many things going on at once right now, I think. But, oh well, I'm still getting some food, and that's all that matters, right? Thanks for watching. So this is what we ended up picking today. Just thought I'd show you quickly. This isn't all of the corn. It's maybe a third of it. Maybe a little less than a third of it. Some of it I think I did let get a little too ripe. Like some of these are kind of looking dried out. But some of them are still pretty good. So gotta decide if I want to leave my sweet corn or cut the corn off and freeze it for the winter or what the heck we're doing. So we'll figure it out, but just figured I would show you today's harvest.